Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Travis, and today we're going to be working on the 1947 Dodge 1-ton. We're continuing the rebuild of this truck. In the last episode, which was the first episode, I picked this truck up from a subscriber named Lowell, and this truck has been in his family since 1947. His granddad bought it new. It was in the family ever since. His granddad handed it down to Lowell. There's a kitty. Hey little buddy. The truck sat since 1992 or 93, and just recently Lowell got it out of storage and decided to move it along and contacted me, and I bought it. And we got it running and we drove it last episode, but the truck is still in need of a lot of things to make it roadworthy, which is what we're going to be doing in this episode. So like I said, the original inline six runs, and it runs really good. The transmission works and the clutch works and all that, but we have no brakes. That's what all this stuff is a part for, because I was waiting on parts. I'm actually still waiting on a lot of my brake parts and my seals and whatnot, but I ordered a lot of stuff, and enough stuff has came in to actually start working. So first off, we have a tank. Our gas tank came in because the old one is trashed, and our windshields came in. This is the original gas tank over here, and it has a hole. It's actually got fuel in it, and it has a hole, so this is totally unusable. And the windshields are not broken, but they have this delaminating thing. Well, actually no, they are broke. I forgot. Yeah, so they have this delaminating thing going on. That's permanent. All right, you can actually get pulled over for this, but this is just not gonna work. You can't even see out of the windshield. I also bought a lot of stuff to redo the interior. So the seat, Lowell actually said he had redone the seat some decades ago. It's actually sort of plush, and it's got some, it's not hard as a brick, and it's got a couple of small tears, but it's good enough to where we can use it. Everything else is trashed. I bought wood floorboards to replace what was here. I got the black floor mat and insulation that's going to go right here. I bought a full interior kit, so that's door panels, I think kick panels, which are going to go here and here. I bought a glove box. I bought a headliner, which is like a 6-piece headliner. It's pretty in-depth. It covers this, so see right here, this old stuff. So it covers this, covers the headliner. There's even some pieces that go right there. And I still have all the original clips. You can see where it's screwed in. So that's all still there. I also ordered a visor replacement. So we have a lot to do on this truck. But for now, let's start with what we have. And I think the gas tank is the most important. I hate having a jerry can rigged up to run the truck. It just feels so hokey, So let's put the gas tank in, and then we'll work on taking the windshields out, which I'm not looking forward to. Windshields on these trucks are not easy. I just wanted to take a second and thank you guys for watching these videos and supporting the channel, and I thank you guys for supporting also by picking up t-shirts at Theetravisb.com. All of the shirts that were out of stock are back in stock. This is a batch of orders that's going out right now. Taking these to the post office here pretty quick. This one is going to a guy named Ramon in Katy, Texas. So Ramon, thank you for your order. This order is going to Great Britain. I had a couple orders out of the country. I've opened up international shipping recently. So if you're out of the country like Canada, the UK, Australia, whatever, and you want to order a shirt, that's open now. And people have been picking up shirts across the pond, across the ocean. So I thank you guys for that support. T-shirts are definitely added help when we're building these trucks and we're working on things and buying parts. Sometimes things are expensive and hard to get, and the t-shirts definitely help with that. Now I gotta get these bad boys out of here and shipped off to you guys. I got this tank off of eBay. Came with the tank and a sending unit, which I also needed because mine was trashed along with the tank itself. It was like $360 or something like that. But I can't believe they actually sold this tank anyway. What is this? Oh, this is the neck. This is the sending unit. Yeah, sender. drain, outlet, a lot of screws. Okay, so we got a sending unit, gasket, and we got 2 of these. I'm assuming there's only 1 hole on that gas tank, but there's 2 here, probably because you can either mount the neck here or here. Probably because there was different vehicles that had different placements of the neck. Pretty sure mine is right here. So you can see on the original tank, you have your sender off to the right, and then this is more towards the middle. So we're not going to be using the hole that they put over here. I'm lining up this gasket with all the holes. Sometimes it doesn't matter, you know, what way you put this. All the holes line up. It's like perfectly symmetrical. See, all these holes are evenly spaced, so even if you turn it, every threaded hole lines up. Because if you look at the one for the sender, this is how it is on most vehicles. You see all the holes line up, but if you turn it one over, you get mismatched. That one lines up. No, that one's totally off. So like sometimes it only goes on. Now we have to figure out this universal sending unit, see how, because this is made for like multiple vehicles, so you can loosen these up right here. See how there's like double? You can lower it or heighten it or whatever. So I got the fuel sender figured out. I had to take the second mounting bracket off because this is a pretty shallow tank. And how they want you to set this is the tank is 12 inches deep. So from the mounting plate to here, they want it to be 6 inches, half of the depth of the tank, so that this will sit in midair in the tank, not at the bottom or whatever, because if it was at the bottom, this couldn't get full travel. This would go right here and then hit the floor. So since it's up in the air, if the top of the tank is here, then that would be full. This is about half level. Down here would be empty. So this is the original hardware that held the tank on. I cleaned all these bolts up on the wire wheel. We'll reuse all these nut and bolts. I like to reuse everything that I can, but they need a good tap though. They're pretty nasty. Spent half my life cleaning these threads up just to figure out that the nuts that they welded in here are coarse thread and these are fine thread. So I have some coarse threaded bolts that I use for that. So that fixes that problem. The other problem is I tried to get that fuel gauge to work in any way possible. Jumping it, connecting the leads, putting power to the back of the gauge, all that stuff. I can't get that fuel gauge to do absolutely anything. But we can still hook the leads up to that and figure out the problem elsewhere, because we know that the sender's going to work. This, in the original tank, had a fitting that hooked right up to the inverted flare line on the truck. But what this is just a pipe threaded hole. It's a 3/8. So we're going to have to get a fitting that goes in here, a 3/8 pipe thread to I don't know, a 3/8 inverted flare. So I got to go on a goose chase for that. All right, I'm back from the other side of town. I had to get these fittings at American Hose and Rubber. I've mentioned them before. Great company in Tucson for fittings. They have what nobody else has. So this is a 3/8 pipe thread fitting, and then this is a 5/16 inverted flare to fit the fitting that's on the truck. So we'll tighten these up, make sure they don't leak. And then they also have hose, American Hose and Rubber, and fittings. This is 2 1/4 inch, so I got some 2 1/4 inch. They sell it by the foot, so I'll cut this down, and then we'll be able to put this tank in. Our brand new fuel tank went in pretty good. Had to just get a couple of different hardware fittings and connectors, but it fit perfect. Bolt holes lined up great. So now, if I can get this gas in there without spilling it everywhere.
Put windows in tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, after this I'm going to see how hard it is to take that front glass out. Is anything dripping on the ground or?
I looked already, I didn't see nothing.
Okay.
Probably need to get underneath there and spray that thread thing.
I have a new gas cap coming that's not a locking cap. Pretty much destroyed that other one, so when all that DCM Classics where I got everything else. The next thing on the agenda I'd like to do is this front windshield, and I'm assuming that the way to get to the hinge is up here where the wiper motors are. There's 2 screws that hold these on. This is just like the 40 something International that we have, 46 International. It was just like this. It had the electric wiper motors up top, cover plates, and then the hinges are up here because that handle in the middle when you turn it is what pushes the windshield in or out because it folds out, and the hinges I think are up there. But I just got some more of my parts in right now for this. I got all the seals, wheel seals, and then these are the wheel cylinders, and I also got this bad boy. So we can close up that hole now. Look at that. Snazzy. Looks good, looks good. So I'm down here looking up in the dash, and right here is actually the cowl vent handle, which is totally seized. It works, the vent right there. And then way up at the very top, you can see there's the mechanism. See me turning the handle there? Obviously it's not moving the window, so we're gonna have to get in there, spray it with some PB, let it sit, get up top, see if what's going on with those hinges, and try and get this thing out. I lubricated everything under the dash. I actually got the cowl vent to start doing its thing. So what I'm gonna do is take these knobs off, take these covers off, and see what we're looking at here. I can't believe these knobs are still intact. Glove box still does exist a little bit, so we'll put those in there. Much better. A little bit of mice activity. Yeah, look at that. It's probably why Lowell had the seat reupholstered. The mice put the seats up here in this storage area. There's the little wiper motors. Very interesting. All right, it's the next day now. I have everything soaking overnight, and I have some good news and bad news. Good news is I got the window to go out. Bad news is the window regulator busted. I mean, it broke in like 3 or 4 different pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't being rough on it.
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't.
I've already looked to make sure there wasn't no vice grip marks on that thing over there, and there's not. And he actually reached down there and touched something else, and it broke. So
yeah.
I was here to witness that one.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the window regulator that does this window busted in a bunch of pieces, so I'm not happy about that, because where the heck are you going to find that thing? But still have to push forward. Where we're at right now is, well, we still got to get this out. So there's 2 screws that hold this window onto that, and they're not going to come loose without heat. So we got to have the torch out, got to torch that, get those screws out to unhook it from the bottom. These aren't going to be that bad because they were up out of the weather and they're not rusted at all. So we'll take these out too, and then we'll have to slip this window out. And then this truck has a lot of similarities to the 40s Internationals of that era. I'm just seeing so many. Actually, if you look at that 46 International we have, it has the same.
It's got Bosch.
Yeah, it's got the same Bosch wiper motors. 2 individual ones, has the same exact ones. Mm-hmm. And it has the same sort of hinges that do the window. Hopefully we can heat this frame. Oh, the glass already cracked. I just saw it. Hopefully we'll heat this up and get it hot enough to loosen them screws up, because these frames, man, you don't want to be breaking these screws off in them and drilling and tapping everything. It's just a hassle. Whoa! Here, hold that out. Hold that out. Here, why don't you use this?
It's red. Nothing?
Ooh.
Did it go?
Yeah, it cracked.
Here, spray it. I'm gonna spray it down a little bit. Want me to heat it again?
Yeah, heat it up.
Alright, that's good.
Thing is tight.
Heat it up again?
Yeah, it's gonna need all the heat.
Did it already break off?
No, I'm just working it back and forth. There it is.
Don't touch it. Just let it drop.
Yeah.
Heat it up again.
It's not happy. It cracked. Look at that. There it is. Yeah, see, that just gotta get a little. You gotta get a little in there with it.
If that window's down, does it make that screw easier to access? Does it make it easier?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. What do they think of that? You have to take them out?
Yeah, that's part of the hinge. Oh. Well, maybe.
Somehow.
No, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
It may come out now. Oh, it comes forward.
I don't know if you gotta pull it out. Yeah.
Look, there it is. It tilts up. Up and out.
Look. There we go.
Okay. Ooh. Still warm. Ah.
Positive. Well, that's up a little higher anyway.
It is. Golly. There we go. Man.
Put them out so they don't re-seize around themselves.
I got them pretty well out. All right, let's go to the other side.
Oh. Right. It's kind of nice to use the original screws, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like putting everything right back the way it came out. 'Cause I'm telling you, man, these matching these. I mean, you could find something to put in there, but it's for the heads of the screws were different. That was stuff I had trouble matching up when I was redoing my cars.
Ooh, broke. Well, it's the only one out of all of them that broke, so.
You see that?
Look at that. All right. This has that channeling in it, that strip stuff,
Yeah.
which I don't have.
That didn't come with it?
I think it came with the gasket.
I
It came with this, but it doesn't have this weather stripping stuff. When you set the window down, so you're not setting it in metal, they have this rubber, stuff, and they actually sell strips of rubber channeling to put back in there, but we're going to use tire rubber.
Yeah, I used that tire rubber on that Chevy.
Uh-huh.
Put that other stuff in there, it tears.
So there should be two windows and some kind of a rubber in there. So here's the rubber gasket.
Woohoo!
So they did put one in there.
All right. I was worried about that.
Oh my gosh. The window has the rubber around it already.
Oh, wow.
I've never had that happen.
No, that's non-existent.
Wow, I'm very surprised.
Who did that come from?
I don't know. It was just an eBay. Wow, I've never had that happen. I mean, usually you're on your own for that.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't even have faulted him if it didn't come.
I'm amazed, actually.
Yeah.
Look, it's on there.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to back up. Wow, I cannot believe that.
Me neither. Auto City Classic.
Yeah, that's in Minnesota. They're good. They're all right. They're good people. I've bought stuff off of them. Auto City Glass. Whew, look at that. Petrified.
As expected, the window didn't just fall right into place. I had to do a lot of jimmying. You always have to use soapy water when putting these in to get them to glide down into position, but it was really tight, and it's usually tight, but this one is tighter than normal, and this one took a lot of coercing, a lot of soapy water, and a lot of trying to not break the windshield, and things were going pretty good, but you know how things go. We've been working on this windshield for the better part of a day now. These are always a major pain to put together. They never ever go in easy or right or anything like that. So, and sometimes what we use is we use this old furniture clamp to clamp the halves together. Well, cracked it right in half, broke the windshield. What I'm gonna do is, I think at this point, I'm going to try to take this to a glass shop and have them put another piece in and clamp this together and put it together, and then I can put it in, because I still have a ton of stuff to do to this truck and I don't have time to order it, because when you order windshields online they come as like a pair and it just takes forever. So I'm gonna see what we can do about getting that windshield. So yeah, it really pisses me off that I broke that. Usually we can get them together and not break them, but every once in a while you break one. What are you gonna do? All right, it's the next day now, and I'm trying to figure out a solution to this windshield. There's a glass place in town that I may be able to take that frame to. They may be able to help me out, because I still need to keep pushing on this truck in other areas to help get it done. And right now I'm working on the brakes, and I have everything laid out that I might need, that I'm gonna need. I got a new wheel seal, new wheel cylinder, new brake hoses, and I had to order all this stuff in from a place called DCM Classics, because this stuff is pretty specific to Dodge. Rock Auto, they don't have stuff like this, because this is a, see how this is like divided? They call this a step bore wheel cylinder. So one size is bigger than the other. So it's kind of a specialized wheel cylinder, and they were not cheap. I clean these shoes and backing plate up with some brake clean and a rag. I also want to thank CRC for sending me their products to use on the channel. They make great stuff. So if you're ever in an O'Reilly, AutoZone, Napa, Walmart, anywhere in the country, make sure you pick yourself up some CRC products. They make great brake clean, and their Evapor Rust is some wicked good stuff. We used it on the mine car engine, and it worked really, really well inside the cylinders to get rid of the rust.
You have the flammable CRC over there? Where's your wheel cylinder? Don't forget to mark right and left.
Yeah, it's over there. I put them where they should be. It's on the running board. So we'll put our wheel cylinder in. Got 2 bolts that hold it on the back. Let's see, where's the holes for the nails? There it is. I got this little brake nail tool from Harbor Freight. It's really helpful. It's one of those tools you can get cheap and they work well. There's a lot of people who don't use any brake tools when they put brakes together, and you can get these on without them, you know, but I'm telling you, it does make things easier when you can see what you're doing from the little slots, so it helps me out. Do you need this nail tool? And then if we get this put on there, I'm going to tighten this up in the back. I got the hose on, and then we should be okay. Oh, gosh. There it is. All right, so I just showed up here at Speedy Auto Glass down here on Kolb. It's on like the east side of Tucson, and I just gave the windshield to a gentleman named Jeff. He does a lot of glass for a lot of people with old cars here in Tucson, and I showed him the windshield, and I said, can you do something with this, you know, and he had a pretty can-do attitude about it. And so I gave him the windshield, and he should hopefully be able to put a new piece of glass in. He's going to cut one out, put it in there, and fit it together better than I could. So we can continue working on other things until the windshield is done. Back at home now with the brakes. We're getting close to being able to set the hubs on. But before I do that, I got to put the brake hose on. And these have this weird setup that I don't really like. So typically what you'll see is a tab. The hose will go through it, and you hit like a clip from the other side. It's a lot easier to do. On these, they have like this they have a hole in the frame, and the brake hose is threaded. So you put the hose through the frame, then you put this nut on the other end, and then you put the line on. And it's kind of difficult, actually. So I'm going to put these hoses on, and then we can deal with the grease and all this nasty stuff. Also got to put this rear hose on.
Oh, I didn't attach that line to the dang truck. You already attached yours?
Yeah.
Dang it.
On the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all hooked up. I got Dad over here. He's helping me with the rear brake hose. But we can't put the rear brake hose on because the brake line that runs to the back, the fitting is tight on the line. So he's heating up the fitting and trying to get the actual fitting to loosen up on the line so that you can twist it onto the hose. And what I'm doing is we're about to put the master cylinder on. I ordered a new one because in the last episode I took the original one apart, tried to rebuild it, and the barrel is way too pitted up. And I did something stupid when I tried to take this fitting out, because you have to take this, and this off to put it on this. This is the brake switch that does your brake lights. This is just a plug. And then this fitting screws into the master, and your brake line that goes to your brake screws into here. Well, when I was trying to loosen it, I should have used a socket and an impact, but I used a wrench, and they're on there really tight. The brass gave, and you can see how it's not a perfect circle. It's flat right here. The wrench dug in and pushed this brass in, so I can't use this fitting anymore because it's not perfectly round. So I'm gonna have to go get another one of those fittings in order to finish this job up. I should have known better. Yeah, I can tell you right now, this ain't gonna come out without a fight. Yeah. Old pipe wrench did the trick. Master cylinder is now installed. I had to get a couple of fittings from American Hose and Rubber. They actually don't make that same fitting anymore, so I had to get two fittings in order to get from the size of the master to the size of the brake line. Brake line's all tight. Dad is working on cleaning up the rear brakes. They're pretty filthy.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty filthy. But he did get the rear hose on, so that's nice. Once we get the rear hubs on, we could actually bleed the brakes. This is all the stuff for the rear. These are the rear wheel cylinders. These are rear gaskets for the wheels and axles. These are the axle seals. There's outers and inners, so I do have the inners too, which are the bigger ones. Little by little, we're getting it put back together. We're getting stuff off the floor. Dad's scraping this hub down a little bit because this one was all filthy. The whole reason I ordered all the seals and all that is because this one was leaking gear oil, and it got all over the hub. I threw some of my favorite stuff on it. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. Degreaser, I don't buy it. This cheap heavy-duty oven cleaner works better than any kind of degreaser or whatever, and it's not as expensive. It's caustic, like CAU caustic, which is good for taking grease off of stuff. When Dad's done scraping that, I'm going to spray it down with a little bit of oven clean. I'm going to pressure wash them, clean them up a little bit. They're just really filthy on the inside and out. You don't want any oil running around inside that hub. Brakes will stop working. Now that it's starting to get dark a little earlier, check out these awesome Arizona sunsets. We got some of the best sunsets. Beautiful. Such a nice night, nice day. It's not 110 degrees every waking hour anymore. It's nice to be outside. I can enjoy some of my signs and pumps. This is all the grease, the hardened grease that came off of that hub.
And that ain't even all of it.
finished up pressure washing the hubs. It's getting dark. But look who we have here. We got Emily and little baby. You got something to say? Anything?
You got something to say?
Little Novalee's 6.5, almost 7 months now.
Yeah, close to it. I think she has a tooth coming very soon.
She's chewing on everything. Yeah, we started giving her purees and stuff that's not milk, and she's been eating some of it. She's a happy baby. Emily's grilling. I usually grill, but we got Emily grilling because I'm working. Hot dogs. Does your mom have you? Hey. Looking good, aren't they? What? What?
So they want to make a new pizza glassware?
I gotta pick it up Monday. Alright guys, it's the next day now and we're continuing work on the 47 Dodge. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to put the rears together so we can bleed the brakes and move on to something else. I have the inner wheel bearings packed, and I did that on Dad's suggestion because the inner wheel bearing is the last one to get oil from the differential and you don't want to run it dry. So I packed it and the oil will dissolve the grease. It's no big deal. I put the seal in right there so we can put the hub on, and then we have all the rest of this stuff to put on. A couple of seals and gaskets right here that I have new from the DCM people. So we'll put all that on, we'll put the hubs on. I started assembling the hubs as I would normally by putting the hub on, putting gear oil in the cavity, and then putting the second bearing on, and then putting it all together. But I noticed there was a second seal on the outside, and that kind of made me question things, and good thing I did. So I'm about to slip this axle in, and I noticed something that kind of raised an eyebrow. So there's an inner seal, right, and then there's an outer seal. That's what this is right here. All right, and I thought, well, how does the bearings get oiled? Because on a regular axle, modern axle, you don't pack the bearings on these. The oil from the differential comes in and then it oils the bearings. I said, well, if there's a seal on the inside and there's a seal right here and this is where the oil comes, how does it get in the axle hub to oil it? I called DCM Classics and he said you pack them. It's a very important thing to note that nobody said anywhere. I'm not blaming him or anybody, but you have to pack the inner and the outer because it does not get oil from the axle. That could have been catastrophic had I not thought about that. So anyway, luckily I'd already packed the inners, so I packed the outers. You can see right there, all nastied up. So we'll go ahead and slip this axle on now. I should be good to go. Boom! Yeah, that could have been catastrophic because if it doesn't get oil or grease, what'll happen is you'll be driving it and the bearing and the hub will get so hot that, well, it'll tear everything up. It'll get hot, you'll have metal shavings, you'll destroy the axle, you'll destroy all kinds of stuff. One time I had a Cummins and somebody done that. They got the axle hot and it warped the axle tube and it warped the nut, and I had a really difficult, I barely got the truck back together, but they got it hot. You could see the coloring. You know how when metal gets hot it discolors? That's how hot it was. The metal was discolored, the nut was discolored, and the nut would like barely screw on. Like it would screw on and then it felt like it hit a hard spot. But that's because the tube was oblong and the nut was oblong. So you'd screw it on and then it would get hard and easy, hard and easy, hard and easy. If you toast this axle, you know where you're getting another one? You ain't. So it's very important to make sure this one survives. All right, the hubs are on. cleaned up some of my mess. Man, that was a filthy job. Dad just filled the reservoir of the master cylinder up with brake fluid, and we're gonna start bleeding brakes right now. I'm gonna have you pump it a little bit, and then I'm gonna bleed it at the master a few times. It's getting close to the top now.
Need something to set on.
Pump it.
Okay. To the floor.
Pump it. It's a lot of air.
All right. To the floor.
Again.
To the floor.
All right.
I figured there'd be a lot more pumping than that. Your pedal's already solid.
Go ahead and pump it.
Okay. To the floor.
All right, that was a good.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a pretty good stream right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting good pedal.
I'm gonna go to the front. That was already a good stream.
Okay. To the floor. To the floor.
Yeah, we're getting pretty much no air, so.
To the floor.
Yeah, it's solid stream.
I know there ain't no air in it because I'm getting a solid pedal.
Solid? Okay, good. Well, brakes are done. Now we can go ahead and put the tires on and get those out of the way. While we're messing around under here, I'm going to do the gear oil and probably the trans oil. I should clean that out with a screwdriver. These plugs are usually in there pretty tight. And on top of that, they've been in there for 60 years. So, gonna have to do everything we can to get it out. Let's see, I got a breaker bar. Well, it's not gonna work. Got that stud in the way. Oh, there it goes. That wasn't as bad as I thought. I don't know why all differentials don't come with a drain plug. I've seen some old vehicles, they'll have one right here. It's real nice and handy, but they only have a fill plug. Just like transmissions, why do automatics not have drain plugs on them? Some do, but a lot don't. You have to take the pan off and just pray. Let's see if it's full. Alright, if it was full, stuff would be coming out. Just a little bit, but yeah, it's got gear oil in it. So this is the suction side. So we'll try and get that down in there.
Had quite a bit in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it's coming out. It's pretty black. It needs to be changed.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
At least it had gear oil in it.
Yeah, plenty of gear oil in it.
Well, it sure looks like it. Like quite a bit of gear oil in it.
It's still coming. It's a game when they don't have a plug of, you know, you got gears and crap in there and you're just hoping that you can shove that tube in there in a way where it gets to the bottom of the barrel.
Them old cheap Harbor Freight pumps are pretty good, huh?
They're handy, man. These
They
are
will
just,
hurt.
you know, this is just a Harbor Freight hand pump, And I don't use it a lot. Oh, see, there's still more. But it comes in handy with these differentials and stuff. That's where I most use. That's actually the only time I think I ever use these. I think we're getting to the end of our rope. Just getting splatter action here.
You know what that sound is?
What?
You're done.
I'm done?
You're done.
You can see that stuff is, it's like orange, you know? So while I'm filling the differential up with more gear oil, I'm gonna just pull the plug on that tranny. Oh, by the way, Dad, Walmart doesn't have a limit on how much oil you can give them.
Oh, they don't have a limit?
That's what I asked the guy today. I said, hey, how much can I bring in? Is there a limit? And he said, I never heard of no limit.
Good.
Just so you know. Just so you guys know. Walmart takes oil. I didn't know that. Dealing with these old cars, I get a lot of oil. And I've thought about burning it, like keeping it to burn, because it's like it's so useful. It's just hanging around. It doesn't get real cold here. If it got real, if I lived in like Pennsylvania or Ohio, you know, I would definitely burn it. But here, to make the investment in something that can burn oil, the cost outweighs the benefits. And plus, even if I had something that could burn oil, my shop is open, so all the heat would just escape. You know, I couldn't even heat up a designated area. You know what I mean? And I mean, you have to clean them, and they're kind of, aren't they high maintenance, Dad? Oil burning stuff?
I don't think so. I don't think they're real high maintenance. I mean, you just got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, yeah. I hate giving oil like away because I wish I could burn it. It's just not really feasible. They have smudge pots. Don't smudge pots burn diesel or oil?
Diesel.
Yeah, they burn diesel, so you can't burn oil in a smudge pot.
And a smudge pot does exactly what it says. It smudges everything around it. The new diesel fuel might not smudge as bad, but the old diesel fuel, I remember back years ago we had them in the garage and everything in the garage would turn black.
Because of the smudge pot?
Yeah, because it's a smudge pot. But that old diesel fuel had more stuff in it that made it more oily.
Man, there's some big old piece of caked up grease. All right, well that's draining. I'm gonna fill that diff. Is that full already? Can't be full yet. Alright, sucked another one down. Man, alive, it's taking a lot. Alright, here we go, quart 3. There we go, I think that's it now. Alright, we're full of fresh, new gear oil, good for another 70 years. There it is. Let's fill her up. All right. Three quarts in, wow. Start of quart number 4. Oh, I think we're getting to the top. Yep. Well, now we'll see where it leaks. She's full. While we're down here dropping fluids, I don't think I ever did do the engine oil. I can tell because the grease doesn't look like it's ever moved off of this bolt. So, go ahead and loosen this up. So far, only oil. That's good. No water in it. That means that the head gasket's good. It means that water didn't get down in the engine. Awesome. That's clean. I mean, that's a good bill of health right there. It's dirty, It's not even chunky or anything. We'll just let that seep out. Before I went in last night, I went ahead and finished up the oil change, put a filter in it, put all that back together. And people write in the comments all the time, since I'm getting under these trucks constantly, you know, why don't you put in a lift? Well, I'm saving up for a shop, and it's probably going to go somewhere right about there. But the reason I don't put in a lift is, where are you going to put it? If you put in a lift right here, you got to remember the posts are going to go right here and right here. So you won't even be able to walk here. And so you'd have to scoot it over. And then I couldn't park my GMC under here. Where are you going to park the GMC? Can't park it out in the sun. It's destroying the paint. Even if I did put a lift in, you're only going to get a couple feet of travel before you hit the roof. I'm not raising this section for a lift. I mean, this is already built. You have electrical, you have lights and all that. So putting a lift here is unfeasible. Believe me, I want a lift as bad as anybody else. It's just not going to go there. And then people say, well, why don't you pour a concrete slab and put your lift out here? Why would I work outside? The whole idea of building this is to get out of the sun. The sun here is absolutely brutal on you. I'm not working in 105, 110 degree heat, plus on a concrete slab and a metal truck. It's just, you can't even touch the metal. So working like directly outside is just not really feasible. And then you have your nice lift outside getting beat by the sun. The seals are going to get hard. The paint's going to get jacked up. It's just killing the lift. So the real answer is to do it right and build a shop that you can put a couple of lifts in, and enough space to where you can put the posts and stuff and you can still walk around the truck. So that's what I'm saving up for. So pick up a shirt so I can put a lift in. The maximum I'm allowed to build on my property is 1,500 square feet. Put up a 30 by 50 building, put 3 12-foot high bay doors in, 1, 2, 3 right next to each other, have a lift in 1 or 2 of those bays, so you could put 2 cars in there at once and be able to work on 2 or whatever. When you have parts coming from one, you're working on another one. Because right now I can only do 1 at a time on the ground. I'd like to pour like probably a 12 or 15-foot slab in front of the doors, so that you could pull a truck up and like roll something out to put in a truck bed. Or you could take something right out of the shop and pressure wash it and put it back in there, because pressure washing on the ground, you just kick up a bunch of mud. So it's just something that I think about. Anywho's, I'm gonna open up a few of these boxes and see what's in them, so we can think about what we want to do next, because we're looking pretty good. We got brakes now. We have adjusted brakes. We have fuel pump. We have gas tank. We have a lot going. So I think a lot of these are interior parts. I can't remember everything that I ordered. There's quite a bit of stuff. Oh, is that my gas pedal? I ordered another gas pedal because the one in this truck was completely cooked. So here's a new gas pedal. What is this? Oh, is this my visor? I think I ordered a visor because the driver's side visor was pretty cooked. Yep, looks good. Oh, and some other goodies. Oh yeah, chrome ring. Hold on, I'll show you guys. So these are the floorboards that go in the middle of the truck. This is the one I have right now, but look at that. This one says Dodge. You gotta have that. I mean, how can you not if it's available to you? So we have a new chrome bezel, gasket, Dodge lamp. I got one of these because if you have 3 out of the 4 original, it just grinds my gears. Boom. Oh, and I ordered a 6-volt light. Oh, this is my glove box. Oh, there's my spring. This is what I was looking for. This is my brake return spring, because the one we have is busted. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put this on actually right now. And I'm guessing this is my 6-piece headliner kit, which is another thing I'm not 100% looking forward to installing, because headliners are tough. Yeah, this is the headliner kit. Oh, it's like a plastic composite. It's not like cardboard. That's interesting. So this is the rubber floor mat that's going to go in there when we're all done. Make it look nice. It's got insulation on it and everything, so good deal. I'll keep this 6-volt light. It may work, it may not, but since I ordered one, might as well just go ahead and put the new one in. Well, that doesn't fit. This has wider holes. See the gasket? Doesn't fit. Well, that sucks. Something we have to move on for now. Gosh dang it, dude. Or you know what? I wonder if I can, hold on. I wonder if I can bend those in. Got him. Got him. Gave it the old reach around. The old Theetravisb reach around. Perfect. Look at that. Looks good. I was all sad for a minute. That looks way better. There we go. Shed some light on the subject. Yeah. So this is the, actually I think this is the clutch spring-a-roni. So the one, see there's one here. The other one was broke. It was hanging on by its one little thread. I'm not sure which way is easier, pulling it or pushing it. This is gonna have to be bent out a little bit. All right, well, oh, my light's going out. Okay, well, it's on. Bingo. So what we're gonna do, get all this interior stuff out. It's all wadded up in this box. This is the kick panel. Set it out in the sun. Let it flatten out, especially that. These look all right. These are my door panels.
Oh, look, they've even put a cute little chalk mark.
Is that for the
I guess it's for the dome
light?
Yeah. You know, actually, I don't know. Does this need to be, the way it's made, does it just roll out and go up? I don't know.
And the hardware.
You need this right.
Most of these are already pretty flat. Door panels are a little curved, and then the headliner's pretty wadded up. So we'll let it sit out in the sun, flatten out. So when we put it in, not fighting it so hard. We're getting started on the interior. Dad's taken off the door handles, and he got the door panel off. It's got, oh, these little, these must be the original.
They're still there.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Is there holes in them door panels?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll be able to reuse these. Dodge had it figured out back in the day how they did their door panels. They just pushed in and dropped the clip in. You push them and release them and the pin falls out.
It's pretty smart.
It was like that for 70 years. 75, 80, almost 80 years.
This is the sun visor arm. I pulled the metal off of the original one. And this, well, it should go on there harder than that. That's not gonna quite work. Well, that's not gonna work. I don't know if I'm gonna have to squeeze that metal tube in there or what.
Take a hammer, just start beating it. Wonder what they recommend.
Before we put the headliner in, I have it outside. I got a brick on either side, trying to flatten it out. But we got this bar. It's all still here, which is really good. All of the hardware is pretty much here.
Screws are kind of funky to take out whenever on a drill, huh?
Yeah, you can see this original headliner was brown. So behind the trim is always where you're going to get the best result because it wasn't subject to heat.
Because that probably ain't enough paint, you know?
To paint the panels?
Yeah.
What is that? Somebody...
Oh, look.
Oh, what is... Oh, 19... Whoa, what is that?
1986 planning calendar.
Let me see. Look at that, 1986 planning calendar. So they made the door panel... Well, Lowell probably made that door panel out of in 1986. That's funny. Historical document right there.
Yeah, look, this is a historical document. Look at this. Bud.
What is that?
This door was made under one or more of the U.S. patents by Ball Steel, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Wow. Look at that.
Man, they was proud of what they built.
BUDD. This door made under one or more of the patents. The Bud Company, Philadelphia. That is so cool to see.
Yeah, because see, this door don't have it.
The driver door doesn't have it?
Unless it's stuck on the...
That is so cool. Oh, it's like a plate that they tack welded on there.
Yeah, they put that on
Whoa, that's cool.
That's kind of the historical stuff that you find that nobody says it, nobody knows it. Was because I know Bud made wheels.
Well, they made these. You can see on.
Oh, they were Bud wheels, yeah.
Well, you can see on these wheels. Bud wheel, B-U-D-D, Bud wheel. That's pretty cool.
I think that's really neat. It ain't on the other door.
I have all the pieces set out on cardboard for the headliner and door panels. I've had this out in the sun with a couple bricks on it, trying to fold it out as much as possible. So I'm gonna take the bricks off, move this into the shade, spray paint these in the shade. Now this paint I'm using is Ace Hardware Rust Stop Indoor Outdoor Leather Brown Satin. That's all I want, leather brown satin. I don't care if it's indoor, outdoor, rust stop, doesn't matter. I just want the color. This can's probably half full. I'm not sure how much it's gonna take. We may have to go get more. I definitely like the color. It's kind of hard to see in the sun from your angle. I can hardly see what I'm doing. Okay, all the pieces are dry, painted, 2 coats. They've been sitting out here drying for a little while. So now it's time to try and piece these in. I don't know which one's going first, if there's a way that you do it, but I'm just gonna go for it. So we took these side panels out because putting this headliner in, this has given us a lot of problems. So we're gonna see if we can put the headliner in first, the top piece, and then fit some of the other pieces in. Top piece of the headliner is pretty much in now. Got the big bars, I don't know if you call those clips or retainers, but the big one on the center, the side one, and the one on the driver's side is in. Doing some relief cuts, cutting some excess off there, and then we'll put these panels that went here on again. These headliners always fit funky. I don't care what they tell you from any manufacturer. They swear it's better than the original design, it fits better. They are always a hassle to put in. It looks good now, it looks easy, but these things are hard to put in. You know, and they're never exact because see how the headliner is hanging down on that side? And then you look at the driver's side and it's not hanging down, it's up in the retainer. So it's not 100% exact.
That's a little better, huh?
Yeah, that's better. So I think it's time now to put the floorboard in, and I got this square cut out in the middle. I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe for a different truck, but I I tapped the holes. I got the screws out. I had to heat some of them up. But this also came from DCM Classics, this board. Let's see here how it's gonna fit. So this one fits pretty good. There we go. Let's see about this other one. That one goes in. See, the thing about wood, it's...
What about wood?
Thing about wood, it's never quite exact. You always have to mess with it. There we go. Alright, so the wood floor fits. So I'm going to wait to put the black floor mat in until I'm pretty much done. And I would put the kick panels in, but I feel like you got to put the floor in and then you put the kick panels on, and it, I don't know, helps hold it down. So what we can put in right now, I still don't have my windshield back from the windshield guy. I'm going to try putting on the door panels. Lubed up these pretty good, got them working as good as I can. It's not 100% perfect. If you look on the other side of this, like no matter what I do, this is supposed to actually go in here, and if you look, it's on the outside of it. It doesn't actually go in the groove. Not much I can do about that. I don't want to break or bend anything. And then the window goes up and down fairly good. So if you take the handle, see how it, oh no, that's the door. See how it, oh, well, that's better than it was. It hangs up like that. See how it hangs up like that? So you gotta help it a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty smooth. It didn't go up and down a few days ago. See, right there. So it's one of those things you're just gonna have to live with. And I bought one new roller handle. All the handles are original except this one had some different handle on it, so I did buy another one so they'll all look correct. So you can see on this door panel they have a hole marked out here and here for your handles to go through. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drill those out. Get my bigger step drill. All right. So this door panel is going to go on here like this, but there's a few interesting things about the way this one goes on. One, there is this ridge up top here. There's also a ridge here, so it slips in on the side and on the top, and there's no screws or anything like that. And on the bottom, we still have the original pop clips that go in there. You can see right here. Look at that. Can you believe that? I'm going to use these. They're totally usable. They go in there and they hold it in. So we're gonna pop these out, slip this panel in there, and then put those pop clips back in and hold it in with the original stuff. Now, some of you who are super fans of the channel may remember this little tool. This is a Harbor Freight scraper I cut a groove in so that I could put the governor springs in my 12-valve Cummins on the Rio build, the 600 horsepower 1950s Rio build. And it actually works kind of perfectly as a clip popper. Look at that. Because they sell tools that do this, but fits pretty good. Wow, it's a quality little part there. I like that. It fit really good. Let's see if these clip holes line up. Holes aren't really big enough for these to go in. Maybe they're just pilot holes to tell you where like to drill, but I'm gonna widen these up just a little bit so I can fit these clips in. I got both of the door panels on and I like how they look. They fit very, very well. Very impressed. They even have these factory lines in them. I noticed the original one I took off had like that pattern in them. It's kind of hard to see right now, but anyway, I got the original push pins on. I got the door handles on. I got their little clips on and everything that hold them on. Got the driver's side one on. The driver's side one is the only one that has a door handle. They did that a lot back in those days. These were so bare bones that actually sometimes the only person that had a handle and a visor was the driver's side. Half the time there's not even a provision on the passenger side for a handle or a visor. That's how it is with those trucks. Whenever you get the headliner in the mail, there'll be a cutout for a driver's side visor but not a passenger side. You have to cut it out yourself if you want to add one. The next thing I want to do is this glove box because it's, you know, there's nothing left of it. It's moldy, it's fallen down. I can't believe it's still actually in there. But to get it out, we're gonna have to probably take these out, and then these are just like the folding clips. This is probably the most intelligently designed glove box door I've seen. It's just the way that it is, there's no lock on it or anything. It's just like, it's like sprung. It's very smart. I like this. It's a lot better than those. Those ones are a little more complicated, but there's holes in the glove box, so I think we're gonna have to take these off, take these clip things out, and then we can take the glove box out. They got screws right here, and then they got 3 right here, and then it comes out. after thinking about it, how's this one going to go in without taking that heater core off? I guarantee it won't go in. All right, you should be able to pull it out.
Ready?
Yeah. All right. We're coming along on this interior pretty good. Got the glove box in and got the glove box door on. Had to drill and tap some of the screws on the door to get it on. It was kind of a bear. Broke some of the screws off. Both door panels on, handles on. The door panel handle is on. The headliner is all in. This back piece is on. The middle, the trim for the rear window. The seat is in. We're looking really good, really good. So what we have to do now, which I'm going to do tomorrow, is I got this vacuumed out, cleaned up, and I can put the floor mat in. It's got insulation on it too, and then I can also put the kick panels in. I have all that right here. I laid it out because sometimes in the box they roll them up and then they don't want to lay out, so I've had it laying flat in the bed, and then here's the kick panels that we'll put in tomorrow. I also have a new gas pedal. I think I told you guys that, but there's my new gas pedal. The old one's totally trashed. They had it duct taped to the truck, so that's gonna be better than the old one. All right, it's the next morning now, and we're gonna try to finish up this interior job if we can. And my window guy called and said that he kind of had some issues getting the window together, but the window is together, and he's kind of having to take some time with it because, I don't know, the windows didn't fit right. He had to cut a new one out too. So we're gonna get the window back probably in a couple of days. So he's working on that right now. Sometimes the rubber mat and the insulation are like glued together and connected, but I guess not in this instance. They ain't cut holes in the insulation. We're gonna have to do that then. I just laid the insulation right over the rubber mat so I could get an exact template of where I should cut out for the, shifter and the e-brake, and just put it back in. If I was restoring this truck to the max and I wanted it to look like my GMC or my Cadillac, and I was like looking for perfection, restoration, right? And you're putting all this together. This mat ordered online, fits this truck, boom. Why does the mat not go back? I'd be pissed about that because there's holes here. You know what I mean? There's holes here where this should extend. That's why I don't restore things on the channel to the nines, because, how long is it going to take you to figure that out and get a piece to fix that and make it look like this? It's just like turns into this behemoth. We're pretty squared away on the floor. Got the pedals painted black, got the gas pedal on, got all this on, and I just painted this black. Best I can really do. All right, now we can set the truck down. We'll back it out and wash it. We'll put the hood on first.
What's the best way to do this? Fold it up? I'm gonna pick it up from here. Hold on, I don't see it.
You gotta get it in that.
Well, hold on, I can't see.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can start her up. Oh, is that e-brake on?
Yeah.
There we go. Brakes work?
What's that?
Brakes work?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. Also, people were asking me, what's the deal with the engine and transmission in the bed? That's something Lowell threw in with the deal, just being nice, you know. It's a 283 small block with a 2-speed power glide transmission. He said it ran and drove when it was taken out or whatever, so I'm gonna get it out, put it in the ocean-going container for safekeeping until I can find something worthy of this drivetrain to put in. You know, sometimes you'll find a cool old 60s GM car and it's missing the motor and trans, and boom, there you go. So
Need some Comet.
yeah, Dad wants to use Comet to clean the body. And I'm just...
Well, it looks like the window's working pretty good.
A little better all the time?
Yeah, it's real smooth.
Look at that. Like a brand new tire. See, the thing about bias plies is, this is what I've learned. Maybe Dad, you can confirm this. Radials are a better tire. They have lower rolling resistance and get you a little better fuel mileage, but they wear out quicker, whereas bias plies for some reason can be 30 years old and still usable.
Radial tire it's a better tire, obviously. They run for friggin' ever. They'd run till they were bald. I mean, and sit around for a long time. But nowadays, it's almost like it's 3 or 4 years, man. They start coming apart.
Yeah.
Used to be that way, but the bias plies, the old bias plies seem to hold up pretty good. Years ago, man, that was the last thing on your mind, is tires that were dry cracking. I mean, it seemed like they just last forever. They had an advertisement years ago when radials first come out. They put radials on a Mustang, and then they had a car with bias ply tires on it. And they showed how the girl couldn't push the car with the bias plies and how she could go over and push the car with the radial tires.
And that sold them.
That sold them on the radials. And because that, you know, getting better fuel mileage, less resistance, you know,
yeah,
stuff like that.
So we're gonna wash this truck. We're gonna try and get the oxidation off, because you can see how, well, I can feel, you know, it's pretty oxidized. And you can tell just by rubbing your fingers on it, there's blue under there, right? It's kind of faded and chalky. Some rust, some rust. So Dad suggested we wash it with Comet. Never have tried this. Truck definitely looks a lot better. Took off that oxidation level. Now you could hit this with a polisher and get that paint to look as good as it possibly can, but I think the truck looks pretty good as it sits. I'm really liking how it looks. You can see all the body lines really good. It just looks like someone's driving it, you know? It looks like an active truck. I dig it. I like it. What I want to do now is get this engine and trans out of here. All right. This will be in here for safekeeping whenever we want to use it. Got a couple of 12 valves in here. This one is a supposed known good. I think a guy's interested in buying off of me. This one is supposed to be good, but I think there may be something wrong with this one. And then that one's a blown up 12 valve that I'm just using for parts. A couple of Cummins transmissions. You know how it is around here. 12 valves are life. It's been a few days since I worked on the Dodge because I was waiting for Jeff at Speedy Glass to get the glass done, and he did, and I'm super happy with what he did. The felt was so wide that the glass would not sit in the frame, so he took the glass out, took that black felt off, and tried to dry set it, and it was still too tall for all of these screw holes to meet up when you put the two halves together. So he had to shave the glass I got online down 3/16 of an inch, and then cut a new piece out that was also shortened 3/16 of an inch and put it in. And instead of using a felt, which again would not fit, the glass would not go in with felt, he had to caulk it with this like bronze caulking that has sort of the same patina as the windshield. He was going to use black caulking but decided on this because it looks, I mean, it blends in almost perfectly. So I asked him if he could maybe try to put this rubber seal on. It will not go in the lip the way it's supposed to. We tried it. See, we're just tearing up this seal right here. Will not go in the way it's intended. I'm going to cut this lip of the rubber off that will not go in the frame correctly, set it down in there, and I'm going to glue it in with this Loctite power grab, whatever. It's the same stuff I used to glue in the plexiglass on my big rig Rio Cummins, so it's held pretty good. I've been satisfied with it. Got all the excess rubber cut off of the gasket, got the Loctite on it, and I have it drying over here. Got it baking in the sun, nice and toasty. Have the tape around it to kind of keep it held down. Had to get some clamps from Home Depot and clamp the edges because when you try to run it around, it folds this way. So I have it clamped everywhere. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll take. I'll check on it in a few hours at least, but no, stop.
So I don't know technically how far these windows are supposed to open or shut.
There we go.
Okay, so let me get mine in. Hold on, mine's not in. Come down with it.
There we go. Alright. Alright, so after much fighting, the windshield is in. If you notice at the bottom there's a little bit of a gap. That's because the rubber on this outer lip is holding it out, and not really a whole lot I can do about that because the window mechanism, the crank inside the truck, helps it to push back. You can turn it and pull the windshield in. And about that, since I broke that mechanism, I was looking online for another one, and DCM Classics does sell one. I guess it was a known failure point, now that people are restoring these, that those mechanisms were kind of built shoddy, and they make an updated one that's stronger and all that, but it's like $500. I really didn't want to spend $500 on a window crank mechanism, so I think this windshield is about as good as it's going to get for us. I wanted to take this big piece of sheet metal out to see what the bed looked like, if there was anything underneath. And look at that. There's a full bed, full wood bed underneath. Isn't that cool? Looks really good. I don't know if that's the original wood or not. My bet is probably not. But it's pretty old. Look at that. It's very, very old. But man, it looks good. I mean, I know why they put that there to save the wood, but man, that just looks so much better. I'm keeping it like that. That looks great. I'm gonna vacuum out the back of this, clean it up, and it'll look really good. Major things fixed on the truck and it's in pretty dang good shape, I think we should take it for a test drive. All 4 gears. The doors could be adjusted a little bit. They bang around a lot. And I don't know if these trucks had synchronizers from the factory in the transmission. If they did, they're shot. If not, you gotta double clutch it every time you shift, because it grinds the gears real bad. Pull in and get some gas. Probably put like 20 bucks in. I can hear the regulator clicking. I think I may try to put a 6-volt battery in it, because I think trying to get a 6-volt regulator to charge 8 volts is going to be a hassle. I think I might just try to get a 6-volt. This thing has about a 3-mile turning radius. She quit on us. Running out, like it's not fueling or something. We're running out of gas here. It's dying out. Well, I have to say this Dodge is just so cool. I mean, it is a wicked cool truck. I want to say that it's like pretty much done. I mean, it is like basically revived, and it is rescued for sure. We got a ton done on this truck. We did a serious facelift on this thing, complete transformation. We did a fuel tank. We did a full interior, door panels, kick panels, wood floor, mat, headliner, front windshield. That was a fight and a half. But also in this episode, you know, I think that I showed what it's kind of like to restore something. When you go to restore these things don't fit right. You have to tweak, you have to bend, you have to cut, you have to fit, you know. Things don't just throw on and go on. It's just a great original truck. The things I want to do to it at this point are very, very minor, and I'm not even sure it warrants a whole nother video on it. I think the carburetor needs to be rebuilt because I can see right up on the fuel filter next to the carburetor, it's getting fuel. I think the floats are sticking. You know, even as thorough as I try to be when I'm putting things back together, I try to get away with what I can. And I thought I could get away with not rebuilding the carburetor. I have the kit. I just didn't want to do it. I think it needs a rebuild. I think I'm going to try and put a 6-volt battery in it because I can hear that voltage regulator click, 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 click. The amp meter's going back and forth and searching. It just can't recognize that 8-volt battery. The doors need to be adjusted because you know when you shut a door and it clicks twice, but if it clicks once, it's always rattling. Even when these doors are clicked twice, they rattle. I think I'm going to adjust the strikers a little bit, and I still need to get the lights working, but this is just minor stuff. I very much appreciate you guys watching these videos all the way through. Thank you for your viewing support, your subscription support, your commenting support, you liking the videos. We just crossed 200,000 subscribers, so thank you for that. If you want to support the channel in a more direct way, you can pick yourself up one of our really cool t-shirts. Super nice, super high quality at Theetravisb.com. Got 3 different designs. All sizes are in stock as of now. It's the holiday season. Pick yourself up a shirt for somebody. So again, thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you very soon in the next one.